Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Yeah, I know I haven't done one of these in a while, but today I'm doing another toy review, and today we're going to be looking at the Marx Battleground Playset. I believe this is from the 1960s, maybe very early 70s, but I think it's 60s. And this is a very, very cool playset. So, without further ado, let's have a look. So right off the bat, here's the front of the box art, where we got this very nice picture here of the whole playset set up in a really realistic looking background and a lot of action going on. I just love the box art on all these old toys. I mean, this is just a beautiful box picture. I mean, it really makes you want to buy it, just seeing all the stuff it comes with and all the action going on. Like, they really made you want this. And at the top it says Marx Battleground Playset, complete with accessories, by Marx. This is what one of the sides of the box looks like. Marx Toys, made in USA. Don't see that too much anymore, unfortunately. Here's another side of the box. And the other two sides look about the same. Alright, so let's open this thing up and take a look inside. Whoa, this looks very exciting already, doesn't it? Now, my set is actually not 100% complete. There's a couple missing items, which I'll get to in a moment. But let's pull this stuff out and have a look at what we got. Okay, I was trying to set this playset up, but it wasn't going very well. Some of the guys don't seem to want to stand up anymore, and a couple things, I don't know, I'm just having a hard time, so maybe I'll just go ahead and dive into the review. So this playset contains two sides. It contains both an American troop and a German troop. So let's take a look at each of them in detail. Starting off with the American troops, we've got this guy right here, this standing rifleman, who looks to be aiming his rifle, getting ready to shoot somebody. And honestly, the detail on these guys is very good. I mean, you can see all the texture, even the face details, the weapon with the little magazine and everything. And is that a holster pouch thing? Belt? Boots? Yeah, this guy's actually pretty well detailed. And typical Marx fashion, these guys are sturdy, they're flexible, and made to last, I can say. Next up, we've got this guy, and I'm not quite sure what he's doing. Maybe he's trying to swing his gun, maybe he has a bayonet on his gun that he's trying to swing and hit somebody with. He definitely looks kind of fierce, and again, very nice detail. He's even got another pouch holster thing on the back over here, and very nice texture, and yeah, again, just a very nice figure. We've got this guy here. He's a marching soldier. He definitely has a very determined look on his face, and he's carrying his weapon over his shoulder. He's got a backpack, and overall, yeah, once again, very nicely detailed, very sturdy, and this guy definitely looks like he's marching. So much action, these guys. Next up, we've got this waving soldier. It looks like he's waving, maybe signaling somebody or something, and he's got a little tiny pistol in one hand. But yeah, just looking at the facial details, just the poses, these guys just seem so real and alive. Like, there's just so much action in these guys here. Next up, we have this sort of kneeling rifleman. Again, he looks like he's precisely aiming, getting ready to shoot somebody. And once again, I know I've said this a lot already, but very nice detail on this guy right here. Next off, we have this one who appears to be, I don't know, running or something with his gun right there. Maybe he's trying to bayonet it. Maybe he's charging towards somebody, whatever. But yeah, we got this guy right here. Also has a backpack, just like that other one I showed you guys a moment ago. Again, just look at that detail on the face and on the gear. Here we've got a minesweeper. This guy's got a metal detector so he can search the area for hidden mines and bombs under the ground. Yeah, once again, he looks very focused, I guess, and again, just very nice detail, especially on the detector itself, where it's even got like the cable that goes to the, I guess would be the battery pack or something on, whatever that is. Let me know down in the comments that he's carrying on his back. But yeah, once again, very nice detail. Then we've got this guy who appears to be operating some sort of what might be a large machine gun or maybe a bazooka. Let me know down in the comments if I'm wrong, but he's definitely got some sort of larger weapon right here. Again, he's also got that backpack too, and yeah, this guy's pretty cool. I mean, he's also in a sort of kneeling pose too, but he's got a big weapon right here. And we've got this standing rifleman, but this one's a little different than before. He's holding his gun a bit lower down and aiming it that sort of way. Also got the backpack, and once again, just very, very nice attention to detail and very sturdy figurines. We also have this other, what appears to be a running or charging soldier with a rifle as well. A big gun. We've got, yeah, once again, very nice attention to detail. Love the texture, especially on his legs right there, on his pants. That, again, just adds to making him feel all the more real. I really like the finish on these guys too. We've also got these seated soldiers right here. Once again, very nice attention to detail, and I'm assuming these guys were included probably so that they could drive, you know, the vehicles or the boats or something like that. It was nice that they were included. Then we've got what appears to be an injured guy. Oh, this is kind of creepy to look at, actually. He looks like he just got shot and now he's lying on the ground and calling out for help, it looks like. Honestly, I don't think they would be allowed to put this in a modern day Army Men playset. But again, the detail is just almost eerily too good on this one. I mean, look, this is just creepy. If you thought that wasn't creepy enough, we've got two soldiers carrying a stretcher with another injured or dying guy on there. And yes, he's removable, and the stretcher is removable from their hands. So you can just have them as guys. But the fact that they actually bothered to do all this is... Oh, I didn't even notice that before. Look, they've actually got a medical cross, Red Cross symbol on their helmets. That's actually cool. Maybe these guys are medics, but... Again, the fact they actually bothered to do this in a children's toy playset is just really something. I know they probably would not be allowed to do this today. That about wraps it up for the American troops. Now let's turn our attention to the German troops. To start off, we've got this marching or running guy right here. I think marching. And again, he's carrying his weapon over his shoulder too, but unlike the Americans, he doesn't have a backpack, and he's got different looking armor, which makes sense as he's a German soldier and they would have worn different armor and gear during that time. And what's interesting is, I didn't see this on the American ones, but the German ones appear to have the Marx logo actually on the bottom of, or yeah, it says Louis Marx and Company and the date on the bottom of the base. Huh, that's very interesting. Next up, we've got this sort of rifleman right here. He kind of looks like he's pointing his gun down. Makes me wonder what he's aiming at, or if he's just walking with it, running with it right now. But again, very nice attention to detail. We've got this running or charging soldier right here is holding this really small gun right there. Let me know in the comments what that one's called. And yeah, this, again, like I said before, the action that is just shown with these poses is just really something. He's definitely looks like he's running or charging really fast across the battlefield, whatever. And once again, very nice attention to detail. Next up, we've got this kneeling rifleman right here. Yeah, there he is, down on the ground and getting ready to shoot someone or something. And he's also got this pack of, I don't know if that's a gun holster, or if that's a pack of extra ammo, or what that is right there. But again, that's nice attention to detail right there. Again, let me know in the comments if you know what any of these stuff is. I'm not an expert on military weapons. Then we've got this rifleman right here. It's a little different than the one I looked at earlier. You can see he's got a bit of a magazine on the bottom of his gun right there. And he's getting ready to go pew-pew. And here we've got a standing rifleman who's holding his gun up high and aiming it. Here's a look around on him. We've got this guy who's looking through his binoculars or field glasses, whatever you want to call them, right there. Yeah, one thing I do notice is that maybe this is how they were in real life, but there isn't really any backpacks on the German soldiers. Maybe, let me know down in the comments if you know why that is. Maybe they just didn't really use them that much. Then we've got what appears to be a grenade thrower. Yeah, and again, the pose just shows a lot of action. He really looks like he's getting ready to throw that grenade with all his might and take out a whole bunch of American troops. Again, just so much action in these poses, and he looks very determined, like, I gotta get this right, on his face. I love it. Next up, we got this guy here. He appears to be holding a bazooka or some sort of weapon like that, although what's interesting is that he does not appear to be about to shoot it. He just seems to be holding it. Nonetheless, nice figure, though. We've got this guy here, who appears to be running or charging with a little tiny pistol in his hand, running across the battlefield. Again, very nice attention to detail. And then right here we have the officer or commander guy, who's got a totally different uniform than the other guys, which makes sense as he is of higher ranking status. I'm trying to think, does he have a mustache or something? Either way, he got some nice facial detail right there. A lot of really great detail, especially on his different sort of uniform. And he appears to be pointing like he's definitely giving orders. Yeah, just his face, he just totally looks like he's barking orders at everybody right there, which seems appropriate. And if you thought the Americans were the only ones having a hard time, nope, the Germans have an injured or dead guy right here as well. Although what's so interesting about this one is that they even molded his helmet on there like he fell on the ground because his helmet fell off, and this is just so, again, so creepy and sad to look at, but at the same time, it's just so real. Just like the pose just really adds so much action to all this. Again, I don't think they would allow this in a modern day kid's toy, but if you're making like a diorama or a display, this just makes everything come to life. And one thing to note is that does appear to be multiple copies of each pose in this set. I'm not sure if that's how it's meant to come, but I would not be surprised. Although I'm not finding equal numbers of each, so I don't know if that's just the way this set was, or if this is not a fully complete set, or had some extra guys thrown in. But either way, that's just something I did notice on mine. Alright, now let's take a look at some of the other accessories included in the set. So to start off here, we've got this teeny tiny flag. Again, nice little piece of scenery to have, but not much really to say here. Next up, we've got these two pieces that appear to be some sort of cloth tied around like a little tree branch thing. I don't know if these are meant to be like a distress signal or some piece of camping equipment or what. If anyone knows in the comments, let me know. We've got these two chest crates right here, which appear to be open. This one looks like it's full of ammunition. Again, I love the wood texture on there. Very nice attention to detail. And then we've got this one, which appears to be full of, like, I don't know, medical supplies and stuff like that. And then, are those grenades in there or what? But either way, again, very, very nice attention to detail right there. Looks like someone wrote something on it as well at some point. Interesting. We've got these two fallen trees right here. These are hollow underneath. But again, very nice attention to detail. I love the texturing with all the knots, the bark, the roots, and it just gives you some terrain / scenery or cover for you to use. We've got these two barriers. These are like sandbag. These are probably what they would build when they're doing like trench warfare, like sandbag walls. with like dirt pile around them, like used for cover when battling. I'm trying to think of what you actually call this, but again, hollow underneath, and very nice piece of scenery to have. Gives your guys some cover, and very nice attention to detail on the texture. We've got this other sandbag barrier thing right here, also hollow underneath, but again, love the textured detail on it. Looks very good. We've got these two pieces of terrain with these sticks that stick up. I'm wondering if those are meant to be fence posts, and I'll explain to you why I think that in a moment. But yeah, you've got these. We've got these two, what appear to be like fences made alongside these stumps and fallen trees right here. Almost like some sort of makeshift barricade that was being made. Again, I just love the texture and the attention to detail. I mean, these exist, but very nice pieces of scenery to have. Right here, we've got these two blown up ruined buildings right here with a busted door. Looks like what appears to be stucco or plaster coming off the outside, exposing the bricks and just the walls that are all torn apart, like remains of buildings right here. Again, very nice attention to detail. Love all the texture, the piles of rubble there, the brick, the cracks in the plaster, the wood, and the hinges on the door. Again, just very well done. We've got this bunker right here. It's got some giant bullet holes or shell damage on the outside, and I love the and the cracks up there, and I love the attention to detail on the dirt and earth built up around it. And yeah, you can put your guys inside and then they can shoot out of it. Very nice. We've got this two-piece raft that comes apart and fits together, and I think this is a raft used to transport vehicles. Yeah, which we'll get to that in a moment. Next up, we've got these trees right here. Yeah, these are just sort of very narrow, just on bases. They're just like some trees just to have as background foliage or cover. Again, it's nice to have these, and again, they're nice and sturdy, they're flexible, and they look good. Next up, we've got these six, whatever these things are. I think they might be some sort of tank trap or something. I know they are like barbed wire, but I'm not 100% sure actually what you call these. If you know, let me know down in the comments. What's interesting is that they come apart like this, and then they have these tabs that allow you to fit them together and turn them into basically rolls. And one thing that is very interesting is the spikes on here are actually kind of sharp, even though this is plastic. Honestly, they do hurt a little bit. I mean, they wouldn't injure you, but for a toy, I still think they're a little bit sharp. And unfortunately, a couple of mine are broken, as you can see right here. These came apart, but yeah, we've got those. Next, we have these fences right here. These look like barbed wire fences. They've also got spikes on them, which are a little sharp. Pretty nice detail though, as you can see, especially the texture on the fence posts. And they actually do connect together, believe it or not, right here with this sort of hinge. They kind of snap together, so you can kind of make an enclosure with them. And on those brown pieces I was showing you earlier, what I was wondering is if these were fence posts, because since these are flexible, I was wondering if you could like sort of wrap it around there and make a fence. I don't know if that's what you're supposed to do, but I certainly do wonder. Next, we got this flag right here. Now, this set came with two flags. It actually had an American flag as well, but unfortunately, I am missing the American flag. But again, I love the texture detail on the base right here. And is this flag actually metal? Actually, I think it is metal, which makes it nice and solid, and it does turn. But yeah, it's like a flexible sheet metal. Cool. All right, and now on to the vehicles. So to start off here, we have this little raft slash inflatable boat, lifeboat thing right here. It's very small and it's hollow underneath, but it's very nicely detailed. I just love, again, all the texture and all the detail. And is that a gun on the front, or is that just like an, I don't know, an anchor or something to do with inflating or what? But either way, nice little piece. Next up here, we've got this little Jeep. Unfortunately, mine is broken as I am missing the front axle to it, so the wheels are just loose here. So, a bit sorry I had to show it to you in this condition. But otherwise, nice detail. Got the front grille, folded down windshield. Love the interior detailing and the texture there. And it even says USA on the back, and it has stars on it, and it says USA on the side. It's got a hitch on the back, which I'll show you what that's for in a moment. One thing I have noticed about these vehicles though is that look how tiny they are next to the guys here. I don't know, maybe that's the same scale. I'll have to check, but I don't know. I always just thought that these guys seemed huge next to the vehicles, and I don't know if this guy would fit in there very well, honestly. Next up, we've got this half-track right here, and boy does this thing look cool. It's got lots of detail right there, like the winch on the front. I love all the rivet detailing, the doors, the track roller decals, the texture in the back, taillights, very well detailed. It's got space in the back so that you can fit your troops in the back and carry them. Yep. And you could fit a guy, you could probably fit one of the seated men like I showed you earlier in the front. It's also got a hitch on the back to, I'll show you what that's for in a moment. Once again, and it even has wheels underneath here since the tracks don't actually turn. Very nice. Next up, we've got this landing craft boat right here. It's got, again, lots of very nice detail on it. Place for the seated man to sit and pilot it. We've got a rotating machine gun on it, and the front ramp lowers down so that the troops can walk in and out of the craft. And honestly, I wonder if this thing would actually float, considering how lightweight it is, and I don't see anywhere for water to get in. You know what? I am gonna see if this thing can float. All right, let's see, does this thing float? Why, yes it does. Cool. Although part of me wonders how well it would float with toy soldiers in it, but still, cool that it floats at all. Next up, we've got a tank right here. Now this is obviously an American tank. Unfortunately, the Germans didn't get one in this set, but it's got some very nice detail. Now, I'm not sure what kind of tank this is. If anyone knows, please let me know down in the comments. I'd be interested in knowing. But again, lots of nice detail all over, even the molded in 41 and the star. The track details, the hatches on top of the turret. It's also got a hitch on the back. Again, I'll show you what that's for in a moment. It's got wheels underneath so you can roll, and the turret rotates so you can aim it and shoot in any direction. Feels very nice and robust, although that's a bit flexible, but maybe that's a good thing. Yeah, very nice piece overall. Next up, we've got this howitzer artillery cannon. This thing is really detailed. I mean, just look at all those details on this thing. Everywhere. Even the wheel details, just really good. Now this does not fire, but it's still a nice piece to have. And as you can see, this loop on here, that is what works with the hitches on the other vehicles. So you can hook it up to and tow it behind any of the other vehicles that came in this set. Although it does look a little funny behind the Jeep, but still. Again, very nice play value right there. The thing that I do think is funny though is I'm pretty sure the Americans use these, but this is silver like what the Germans would have used. So, if anyone knows why that is, let me know down in the comments. And last but not least, we've got this giant German machine gun right here. Now, just to let you know, this is actually not the original one that came in the set. Mine was missing the original machine gun, so this is the reproduction made by BMC Toys. But it looks nearly identical to the original Marx one, so it'll do. But yeah, it actually comes together in two pieces and you have to put it together. It does rotate so you can aim it and fire in any direction. And it's got lots of nice detail, especially the parts that make it slide in and out, or the parts that make it raise and lower. Now they don't actually work, but they bothered to mold all this detail in. Now this is the non-firing version. They actually did make a firing version too, but this one doesn't fire. What's odd about it though is it's got this little, it looks like a hitch similar to on the howitzer that I showed you a moment ago. But it's weird because this doesn't have wheels. Like, do they expect you to tow this thing? But also, there's this bit of plastic there. Unless you drilled that out somehow, it keeps you from being able to use anyway. That's really funny. Still, very cool piece though. Oh, and one more thing. This set also comes with these sort of weird little... It comes with these 3 landmines. They actually say landmine. I don't know how many it was originally supposed to have. And then it's got these other weapons, these guns, shovel. Here's a gun that you can be carried on the back. Some sort of... Is that a bazooka or something like that? More types of guns. Yeah, this belt, you get all this stuff. It's almost like extra gear you can add on to the soldiers. I actually don't know if this was supposed to come with the set or not. Maybe it was, but is that a machine gun? Oh yeah, it is a machine gun, but it's just interesting that it actually, they bother to give you like extra stuff to put on your soldiers. Is that like a stand for the machine gun? Oh boy, that's really interesting. Wow. Field glasses, or binoculars, whatever you want to call them. Huh, very interesting. Overall, this is an excellent play set. It is super cool, especially with the amount of stuff that it comes with. You get 2 troops, German and American, with lots of poses. You get all this terrain and background scenery. You get all these vehicles and a giant machine gun, and overall this and all that gear. This is just an amazing play set. I really like it. Now, there are a couple gripes I do have about this set. One is the lack of vehicles for the German soldiers. I mean, there's no German tanks included, or boats or trucks or anything like that. So I feel like they lack in vehicles sorely. It's mostly just men with guns and their one big machine gun they have. Another thing that I also noticed about this playset is that while the vehicles do seem to be all mostly to scale with one another, a lot of them seem very out of scale with the figurines themselves, which I guess I get they did that probably for space issues and cost cutting, but it is a little unrealistic. But overall, I still think it's an excellent set. I would highly recommend it, especially if you're a collector of Marx toys, or if you just want to build a diorama scene of toy soldiers. I would strongly recommend this to any collector. Now, as far as recommending it to a child, I would love to recommend it to kids, because I'm sure it would provide hours and hours of fun play, especially if your kids are into toy soldiers and things like that. The only thing that's a little funny about that is just the dead and wounded guys. But there's 2 problems I have with recommending this to kids. One is that some of these pieces have become a bit brittle due to age, meaning they were probably tough when they were new, but due to them being somewhat brittle with age, they could be broken. In fact, I actually broke a couple of mine and had to glue them back together. And the other problem is just that this set is very expensive. But a couple alternative options would be, Marx released a similar set in the 90s. Well, Marx went out of business in 1980, but then in the 90s, after American Plastics Equipment bought the rights to Marx, they actually reissued a new Battleground playset in the 90s that was very similar but a little different to this one. So maybe if you could find the 90s Marx Battleground playset, that might be okay for kids. Or perhaps there's this company called BMC Toys. I actually mentioned them a moment ago with the machine gun. They actually are selling reproductions of most of the old Marx toy soldiers and even some of the accessories. So perhaps you could buy the modern day BMC reproductions of these for your kids. They're virtually identical to the old ones. They're made with, some of them are made with the original molds or with recasts, and they're made out of pretty much the same plastic, so they're just as tough, and they're still made in the USA too. So maybe I'd recommend getting the BMC Toys ones for your children. Overall, still an excellent playset. I'd highly recommend it. I want to thank you all for watching this video, and God bless.